In a small village far from the city, an old farmer named Jamal lived in a house with his 3 children. Jamal had reached the last stage of his life and was physically weak, and his age did not allow him to work hard. His name was always taken with respect in the village. On the other hand, Jamal used to work hard day and night, bending down on the ground to work day and night. Sometimes his strength failed, and he fell unconscious, but his sons did not have any sympathy or compassion in their hearts. If the worthless seized him, it was difficult. He used to admonish the children all the time, but all 3 of them would laugh at the number 1 worthless father. Bill Correa. He knew that there was no use in correct advice or scolding, because his sons were now grown up. In the evening, Jamal called his sons in a tired tone and said to them, "Son, I am very sick now, and I do not have the strength to work alone, Majid. I need your support." Then he addressed the big boy and said, "Son, tomorrow you and me, your other brother, will work with me in Ket. The younger son will stay at home and take care of all the household chores." Jamal finished his speech and gently urged that I need your help, son. You both are quick to work and smart. This land belongs to you 3 after my death. If you take care of it today, tomorrow this land will become a source of sustenance for you. I thought that if these boys don't learn anything today, life will be even more difficult for them tomorrow after I die. All night long, Jamal kept thinking about his son's attitude. His heart kept sinking in his heart that if he didn't go to work tomorrow, then what would he do? Because it would leave another deep wound on the self-respect of an old father, which might make him drop Majid. Dil Correa that heart, but after leaving the stone, they took food and left for the fields. When Jamal reached the field, he saw his sons, and a moment of happiness appeared on his face. The children also took part in the meal. After the meal, Jamal gently said, "Son, go to work now, so that the burden on me will be reduced, and the land will also get some benefit." He was even more of a thief than his brother. He quickly said, "Baba, you yourself should rest a little. Please spare us. How will we work in this summer? My illness is increasing day by day. If you guys don't work, then we won't have anything left to eat." Elder son, who was always stubborn and worthless, said in a sharp tone, "Baba, if you force us, then we will leave this house and go somewhere far away. Then, when you will feel our lack, then you yourself will understand this." Jamal trembled with anger. He lost his grip and raised his hand on the elder son. The son felt very bad in his heart, but did not say anything to Jamal. The rest of the brothers also had to face the anger of the son, who is Walid's first support, gave a deep wound to Walid's heart by using such alphas, as if all his hard work and sacrifices were in vain. The farmer went to his room with tearful eyes. As soon as the morning dawned, the three brothers left the house quietly and left for the city. I take him so that he can work easily. If he comes home to eat, then he will make excuses again. And was fighting old age in the sun, he fainted and fell on the ground. He was unable to bear the separation of his sons and their anger. What else could he do except to be strict? After a long time, he came to his senses and returned home. On reaching home, he told his wife the whole story. Hearing this, the mother could not say anything out of grief. On the other hand, the three brothers had left their parents and reached the city. The next day they asked each other where they got so much money that they could go back home. They also asked the people, but got only taunts in response. Finally, one of them suggested, why don't we work for a while to accumulate enough money to go back home? The three agreed and started working at a nearby shop, but the three brothers were not used to working. All three together belonged to one person. He could not do the work properly. He worked for a while. Then he started looking for excuses to rest. The shopkeeper soon realized that this boy is not capable of working hard. He spent the whole day in the shop without working. After drinking and sitting comfortably, Walid began to tell him about his heart. With tears in his eyes, he said, "Son, I stay awake all night thinking about what will happen to you after me. Your mother will die of hunger. My age has passed, but you people, carelessness has filled my heart with sorrows. How much people live in peace at this age, but because of this attitude of the three of you, I will die in grief." The words of the father had a slight impact on the hearts of the sons. The farmer felt that he had to take one last step to wake them up. He called the three of them again and said, "Son, I thought that I would see the marriage of all three of you, but it doesn't seem possible. I will tell you a secret that might come in handy after me in a difficult time. I had to sell it so that you three, but there is a secret hidden in it because of which I don't want to sell this land." The three sons asked in a greedy tone, "Abba, what is the secret? Tell me quickly." The farmer said to Ahista, "Son, my Walid Sahab had buried a treasure of gold and ashraflan in front of me in this land. He said that it will be useful in difficult times. I did not take it out, but now it is your turn. After hearing that you will become the rich of the whole neighborhood, The faces of the three sons started to look surprised and happy. The greed of the treasure made them determined to dig the ground. They were busy in the field in search of treasure all day long, but in the evening they returned empty-handed. That grain was wrong, he smiled and said calmly, "The field is now ready. You three have cleaned the ground well, so why not put seeds in it? Rain will come, crops will grow and produce good crops. When the harvest is harvested, then start the work of finding the treasure again. In this way, our hard work will not go in vain, and two benefits will be obtained from the same hard work." The three sons, who were tired of constant hard work, finally decided to listen to the father, and the father told them how to sow crops. They taught and planted seeds in the field. Coincidentally, the next month there was heavy rain, and the land was rich in crops. It was ready to grow after a few months. The crop was ripe, and everyone harvested it together. The sons were not very interested in the work, but the hope of treasure forced them to be involved in this process. The result was that this year there was an abundance of wheat. After getting married, the sons started digging again, but after some time, the farmer left this world. It was a tremendous loss for the three sons. The father was the support of life for them, and after he left, he continued to sell for many days. They went to Ket and started working hard with all their heart. He planted the whole field again, but there was no sign of the treasure. He was disappointed, but following his mother's advice, he planted seeds in the field again and decided to grow crops. Now he had no choice but to increase the yield of the land. Understand that your father's treasure never meant gold or silver. His treasure was the life of this field. He wanted to teach you that nothing can be achieved without hard work. When you work hard on this land and ride it, this land is like a treasure for you. How many sorrows a father has for the sake of his children, yes, but the father is often appreciated when he is no longer, or when the son becomes the father himself. Dear friends, it is the responsibility of all of us to respect the father. There is always a great wisdom and experience hidden in his words for children, but often we do not understand it until the father is away from us. In every advice of his father, our good fortune and our happiness are hidden. Feel the pains. I hope you have learned a lot from this story, Majid Akhlaqi, and for Sabak Amos Stories, please subscribe to our channel Bold Stories and press the bell, and if possible like and share the video. Thank you for your support.